Hey there, it's Joe Keyport here with, I guess, a new series on the Ear Coffee podcast network of sorts. This is Ear Coffee this month, where we break down some of the standout releases from the month and talk about why they're so good. Now, I want you to know before we jump into this that this isn't an exhaustive list, and I frequently finish something like this and instantly remember another release or another single or another artist that I've absolutely adored and then completely forgotten about. So let's get into it. Well, starting off, we have the newest single from the alt-rock four-piece Goodnight Gorillas. This is 3 Words. This single is from the band's forthcoming record, Splash. 3 Words feels at home among the super catchy pop rock and power pop of the early aughts and is a humorous take on what Wes Mullenberg calls domestic millennial fear. The protagonist of the song is forced to go through a scenario that I'm pretty sure every college kid has gone through when the internet goes out. The music video for 3 Words is equally as hilarious as it features Nikki Post of In Lieu, who also released a fantastic record this year. Calming things down, sonically anyway, we've got a track from Duluth singer-songwriter Amy Hazel from her self-titled debut EP. This record was put out earlier this year by the soon-to-be prolific Heavy Meadow Records, who put out another band we'll be talking about a little later in the show. The song is titled Dead Bird and is the raw song emotionally and sonically on this release.
And just like that, I'm in love again. I held a funeral for a dead bird that I found in my apartment, and I want you.
This EP has an overarching story of unrequited love and trying to make oneself worthy of affection and adoration. This EP is definitely worth your time. I wrote about its single Your Nectar earlier in June, and it is another standout on Hazel's debut. It's painfully beautiful with its minimal production and feels as bare as Hazel leaves herself in each track. Moving on to something a little more caustic, we've got the debut from hardcore act Healthy Competition. This is Department Store. In true punk rock fashion, Healthy Competition's debut EP is 5 songs long, yet still shorter than 10 minutes. It's dissonant, chaotic, and can probably strip the paint off the wall if you play it loud enough. And it follows the hardcore punk mold enough to be accessible to stickler punk fans while still experimenting with song structure and instrumentation. It's got all of that atonal guitar soloing found on later Black Flag records, and has a sound that I can only describe as sonic tar. It's thick, it's all-consuming, and it's absolutely rancid, but in the punkest way possible. For our 4th track of this inaugural episode, we have the triumphant sounding debut from the power pop trio Mies. Their first single is titled Number One Dad, and it isn't too shabby.
It's not like I have control. Oh, that's my ode to you.
Mies have only been around for 8 or 9 months as of recording this podcast, but they seem to be making a name for themselves. Right away, the intro riff on Number One Dad felt like something off of the newest Superchunk record, and the song isn't as lyrically upbeat as it is sonically, as it deals with the loss of family relationships and that surrounding confusion. There currently is only a music video out as of now, but the band told Ear Coffee that they plan on releasing this track along with another as a double A-side single in the middle of August. Check out the music video for Number One Dad on YouTube. We're going to slow some things down a bit with the track off the new album from the husband and wife duo Sievers. This song is called Forest Fire, and it's part of an album that was 2 years in the making. The band had released a handful of well-received singles in 2017 and 2018, one of which, The Wolves, is an all-time favorite song of mine. The album leans heavily on shimmery synths and cinematic instrumental swells that take influence from husband Jake Larson's time in the post-rock band called The Fairlead. The album is titled The Weight and the Sound, and it's absolutely gorgeous, meditative, and a personal debut from Sarah and Jake Larson. You can hear my interview with them on the Ear Coffee Podcast, episode 14. Rounding things out, we have another heavy metal band. This is the song Uncool by We Should Be Laughing.
Alone, I wish I was home, where I'm cool.
This band isn't a Minnesota band. They're a Michigan band, but they're tied to heavy metal records, and their phenomenal new record, Temporary Swan, makes me want to give them a pass. Temporary Swans feels right at home among the prominent poppy alt-rock bands of the 90s. The band really doesn't take themselves too seriously, and it shows. This song is hooky, self-deprecating in the best way possible. And this record is only 22 minutes long, and it's the perfect thing to put on as you head into work in order to start your day off right. Well, that is it for the first episode of Ear Coffee this month. You can read about most of the bands that you've heard on our blog. Some honorable mentions that I couldn't quite fit in is Milo's new single Motorola, the new Clean Tramps EP The Nightmare Club, and the new Prathloon's live record. Some things to look out for in August is the Kate Malanafi EP Soak, the new Goodnight Gorillas album, and the Mies singles, which will be out on August 15th, I believe. We'll be back soon with an interview from Caleb of Normal Parents and the Happy Children. We'll see you later.